welcome to Sebàs How To. It's been a while, but I'm back with carrot cake recipe that I'm going to make today. These are the ingredients that I'll be using for the cake. It's a very simple, basic carrot cake. The ingredients is oil, vegetable oil, granola oil, salt, cinnamon and cloves and nutmeg, eggs, carrots of course, baking soda, flour, sugar, baking powder and brown sugar. With cake, I believe that ingredients should be weighed out. So I'm going to be using these measuring spoons. Grater to grate the carrots, necessary bowls that I need. So first of all, I'm needing 2.5 cups of flour, and that is 590 milliliters. So that's basically 6 of these spoons. And then the baking powder is 1.5 spoons. 1.5 teaspoons. Baking soda, 1 teaspoon. Now for the salt, 1 teaspoon. In that goes. Now for the cinnamon, nutmeg and the cloves. Cloves, it's a very strong flavour. I only need 1/4 teaspoon for this. So in that goes. If you don't have cloves or if you don't have nutmeg, cinnamon is okay just on its own. Cinnamon, 1 teaspoon, and nutmeg, also 1 teaspoon. So that is all the dry ingredients. Just give it a little stir. Give it a stir with a whisk. That incorporates all the mixture, all the dry ingredients together. And we're going to put this to the side because now I'm going to do the wet ingredients. So now I'm going to peel and grate the carrots. The recipe calls for 1 pound of grated carrots, and that is about 8 of these spoons, measuring spoons. So just peel the carrots. I have here about 7 carrots. That should be enough. Using the finest grid on the grater, grate the carrots with that. So just bear with me, it'll take a bit of time. So that's all the carrots grated. It's a fine grate. So just put the carrots to the side because now I'm going to do the second or the third part of the cake mixture, and that is to incorporate the eggs, the oil and the sugars together. So I will be using the paddle beater on the Kenwood Chef. So I'll just attach that now. The recipe requires 1.5 cups of white sugar and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now the white sugar is 350 milliliters, which is 3.5 of this measuring spoon. So I'll put 3.5 level. 2, 3, 50. 50 is half of this measuring spoon. For the brown sugar, it requires 118. There you go, 1 level spoon of brown sugar. 20 milliliters. I would say approximately that is 20 milliliters. In it goes. Then add the 4 eggs. Now I'm going to mix this on a high speed for approximately 45 seconds, just so that's incorporated nicely. So that's incorporated nicely, looking light and fluffy. Now I'm going to add in the vegetable oil. The recipe requires 1.5 cups of veg oil, which is approximately 400 milliliters, which I've already measured out here. So I'm going to put on the Kenwood Chef, and I'm going to add the oil slowly at maybe on 3. And then after all the oil is inside the mixer, then I'm going to put it on a higher speed, and then it will be even more light and fluffy. And now that's nice and light and fluffy consistency. So now I'm going to open the mixer, take off the excess ingredients off of the paddle beater. So now I'm going to add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, and then just mix it with this spatula until it's incorporated nicely. Then the dry ingredients, which I weighed out earlier, add it to the mixing bowl. Just stir it a little, trying to get everything off the bottom. And just mix it in nice and lightly until everything is mixed together. Now that's mixed, I'm going to add the carrots. And just mix the carrots in evenly. And now that is nice, evenly distributed and ready to go in the cake tins. Now everything's nice and mixed in, incorporated nicely. I'm going to halve the mixture into 2 tins. The reason being, it's going to have buttercream in the middle, and it's just easier to measure 2 cakes in 2 different tins rather than make 1 cake and cut them in the middle. So try and get it as even as possible. It's ready for the oven. About 30 minutes in the oven. on 200 degrees centigrade. Time to go in the oven. Join me in approximately 30 minutes. I've got a lot of washing up to do, so see you then. So, thank you for joining me 30 minutes later, and now we'll have a look to see if the cake is ready. So I'll take a knife and I'll dip the knife in the middle of the cake, and there's no cake residue or mixture on the knife, so that's perfect and ready. Now for the next one. Knife in the centre of the cake and out, and that is also ready. Perfect. I'll let the two cakes cool down. So welcome back. Now the cakes have cooled down, I'm going to add the buttercream in the middle of the cake. This is the buttercream that I made earlier. It's just a simple ingredients of Philadelphia cheese, butter and icing sugar, a little bit of milk as well. So I actually cut a bit of the top of the cake so it's even when I put the second piece on top. Now the buttercream is on, just spread it to the edges of the cake, trying to get it as even as possible. What you can do is spread the buttercream in the middle, the tops and the sides, so the cake is covered in buttercream, but I'm just going to have it in the middle. What I have done to the other cake is I've sifted icing sugar onto the top just to give it that little creativity and style to the cake. So now the buttercream is inside, I'm going to add the top of the cake onto the buttercream. And there you have it.